Gaga, ooh la la, what's your bad romance?
Palm Springs is really becoming a known place called a safe space, which is a place in which trans people can move to and get employment, housing, be free of violence and discrimination. Across the nation, they are just paying close attention to Palm Springs.
No, I knew that what was between my legs was not correct, but I always asked my mom why I had that and why I didn't have the same part as my sister. Like, I always tried to wear girl clothes, even I grew my hair out a lot, and I kind of had to stop doing that when I turned 10, because then reality hit me. I was like, oh, I want to be known as a normal teenage girl, a cheerleader, a dancer, a singer and an actress, and a model. So when I was in Oregon, my dad molested me when I was 3. My mom divorced my dad, and then when I was 10, we moved to Mississippi. And yeah, then he contacted me. I didn't really say anything to him. And then my dad died May 3rd, 2015. And my birthday's May 5th. So that was kind of like a really hard week for me. My mom kind of gave up on me. She lost interest. She decided that she could no longer take the burden of having somebody with so many disorders or so many things going on inside them that she just couldn't take it. She couldn't take the responsibility. So my mom has 5 kids now. Yeah. And I was the first one she gave away. Like a puppy, basically. My hope and dreams for the future. Well, I can give you the typical ones that everybody wants. I want to be famous and everything. Well, I do. I want to be an actress and a model. Because, I mean, come on. I'm the package. And I want to be a comedian and I want to be a dancer. But I think my actual hope for the future is acceptance for me. Is to be happy and comfortable in my skin without having to turn around and see everybody looking at me. They would just be like, oh, she's so amazing and beautiful. Instead of like, who's that? And yeah, I want acceptance.
They describe the ultimate man as a fearless doer who gives back to his community. When they say fearless, I think just my life, the life that I lead. I'm not sitting here saying, you know what, I can't be the ultimate guy because I was born a female. I'm not saying that because I don't believe it.
I want to make a video because I just came out to my mother.
I think the biggest challenge in the beginning of your transition is just looking in the mirror and saying, I'm transgender. I dealt with not having any self-worth. I didn't feel worthy of really life in general. I was very depressed, suicidal, and I didn't think that life was for me. So I started bodybuilding before I started hormones because I wanted to change my body. It really helped me build an emotional connection to my body because you're forced to look at yourself in the mirror the whole time. I was able to watch my body change literally every single day. On the flip side, it was like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and then I'm looking at the mirror and seeing a biological male, which means they were born male and identify as male, and it was like hard because I was comparing myself to them. You know what I mean? And so that like kind of reminds you and just reminds you and reminds you of what you're not, what you're not, what you're not. Everyone has, you know, their insecurities, and I felt like competing against these biological men made me feel very insecure. I felt like I wasn't on a level playing field. I felt like how could I ever compare to these biological men? But there were these other trans men who were really wanting me to do it. You know, they wanted to have a voice. They wanted to say like, hey, you're a biological man. Well, this is a trans man and he's a man too, you know? Everything I do is revolved around the community and giving back to it, because I really feel like the community made me feel like I was whole, and I want to give that opportunity to other people in the community to feel whole like that. Looking in the mirror and seeing a man looking back at me, I feel 100% confident, secure, and related to that person looking back at me. The internal feeling, the identity, it doesn't matter where you started from and the journey it took you to get to where you are, anybody has the potential to be the ultimate guy. So if I get on the cover of Men's Health magazine, I will be the first transgender male on the cover of Men's Health magazine.
Wow,
ever.
that would be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it would be phenomenal, just phenomenal.
Well, my name is Maria Roman, and I work here at APIT.
So first question, who do you admire the most?
Of course, my mother. She is the strongest woman that I know.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is people being late.
What is your biggest phobia?
Being invisible.
What is your very favorite part of your day?
You know, the morning, because you get to start all over again.
If you could only have one thing on a deserted island, what would it be?
God, I would have to say it would have to be my fiance, Jason.
Coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee.
Cats or dogs?
Definitely dogs.
If you were to audition for American Idol, which song would you sing?
Oh, it would have to be I Will Survive.
What is your first thought in the morning?
You know, thank you, Jesus, that I'm alive.
My name is Aiden Stockman. I live in beautiful Palm Springs. So my sophomore year, I guess, is when I started my transition physically. Oh, that was cool. My first year was really cool because, like right now, I got this little tiny stubble right here, and that took me forever. Like I don't get cold as fast. I sweat a lot now. My voice dropped. Yeah, I'm way hairier than I used to be, which is a good thing. I think that's about it. It's just male puberty, you know. What I'm waiting for now is like a mastectomy, but the physical transitions, like changes, I mean, was really cool. And I had to learn how to do my shot by myself for the first time. And my doctor just kind of said, all right, here's your syringes, your needles, and your tea, there you go. I was, how do I do it? So I was like looking up YouTube videos, you know, and I was sitting there scared, like holding my leg with my needle, and I finally did it. I work at Food for Less. I'm a meat clerk. I feel like I have limitations to almost everything I do. Okay, well, yeah, this is Renee, and we've been together for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Allison. I live in Palm Springs, the best place to live. I'm a makeup artist, hairstylist, author, and singer. I started my transition in April of 2008, started living as my true self in November of 2009, and completed my transition in October of 2010. And here I am. One of my dreams that happened since my transition is that I now have a professional singing career. My biggest fan is my boyfriend of 5 years, Ron Campbell. He's the greatest guy in the world. We met on a dating site. He didn't know I was trans when we first met, but when I told him, he was taken aback and said, whoa, I didn't see that coming, but here we are 5 years later, still in love.
I like Palm Springs because it brings a little bit of elegance of the bougie life of, you know, like what you see in the movies and in the world, like on TV. But for the average person, it's like, oh, I'm here at Walmart shopping with my grocery cart, you know, where these people are getting lavender scented, fresh, imported from God knows where, you know. I got my hormones in prison, and I manipulated the system just so I could be who I wanted to be authentically.
I first realized that I was transgender when I was very young, when I was about 7 years old. Growing up, I grew up in a very rural town in Northern California, and my sister, I have an older sister about 5 years older than me, and she, I assume, was at the point of trying on bras or training bras or something, and I remember being so excited that you know, I'll be next. I work for USDA, United States Department of Agriculture. I have two beautiful, amazing daughters, and I'm so blessed by that. They're both teenagers. One just graduated from high school, and she'll be going off to school at UCLA in the fall. And then I have a second daughter who's going to be a sophomore in high school. She attends a Catholic parochial school here in the Valley and is doing very well in school. So I just love spending my time with them and enjoy them immensely. They're both just wonderful kids. They were basically the first two I came out to a few years back, and it was very difficult. I did a lot of preparation because I really wanted those relationships to last and to grow, and I knew it would be difficult from them looking at from a child's level.
My name is Tommy Clinton, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Transgender Community Coalition, and I'm also the Transgender Education Coordinator for Borrego Healthcare Foundation. Well, the Transgender Community Coalition was founded about 2 to 3 years ago on the need of people needing to find linkage to care and our growing issue of homelessness, violence, and employment. So we stood up and started dealing with those advocacy issues to improve the environment for the local community. And it has grown to the point where we're actually needing employees. The need is so great, and the stories that come forward are just phenomenal that we're able to really help those people. So the reason why Palm Springs is such a dynamic place to actually be part of and to experience and all the stories here are very phenomenal. Unlike in a bigger city, one of the bigger things that we face with a really large city is that there's a breakdown of network. So in a smaller city like us with a bigger city mentality, we kind of are able to understand other people's stories and aspects, and we're able to bring those in and create a very vibrant, diverse stories. Like, I never knew someone could get bit and become HIV positive. Or I never knew that a person was being denied employment just because she would use a female's bathroom and she looks like a female. And Palm Springs is a great place because it's very diverse. It's got about 47% LGBT. Palm Springs is actually becoming a very safe space for the transgender community to move here. I'm getting more and more inquiries on email and Facebook asking about moving here for employment, for housing, and just medical health care that they're not getting anywhere else. So it's a growing, it's growing phenomenally in the nation as far as what is safe in this area. And our violence rate against the trans community is actually relatively low compared to Detroit, Los Angeles, and other places. So people are looking into that as well.
Hi, my name is Dr. Patrick Shine. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I've been working in the healthcare community for about 26 years. My specialties are in HIV medicine as well as transgender medicine. I've been working exclusively with my transgender population for about 14 years now. Started off in pediatrics, believe it or not, and then moved into gay and lesbian health, and then eventually to trans exclusive. Okay, so one of the questions that we always get a lot is, what are the challenges facing the transgender population? And it's a question that is so overwhelming because there are too many to just start off with. I think primarily the number one is safety, both safety, personal safety, professional safety, folks. And it's interesting to come to Palm Springs and the desert communities. It's such this little community that has a competition for trans providers. They have choices of where they can go to see trans competent care. Having gender affirmation surgery isn't the end of the road for some folks. It's not even the middle of the road for some folks. You know, we still kind of think in those binary terms where, you know, after that gender affirmation surgery and you have everything done, then you're truly that gender. And that's not always the case. There are folks that are so gender fluid or that are trans female who don't want to go further with other than maybe a little medical intervention or medications. And that's okay. Everyone is different, and there's no magic key that says, once you get here, you're done and everything's perfect. So when looking at different types of surgeries, there are different criterias. Used to be back in the day, there was this extensive barrier to be able to get surgeries, and nowadays not so much. It's a community effort, it's a team effort. Some surgeons will want letters written from us and their therapist saying, that they're ready for this surgery, and other surgeons, depending on the extent of the surgery, won't need those letters. The access to care and the guidelines now by the WPATH state that once someone comes in as a medical provider and says to me that they're trans, that I can start immediately treating them. So all barriers are gone, and that's kind of how I felt 13 years ago, that I should be doing this, but there were these steps that people had to go through that were just these barriers that were really hard and difficult to break through. And this was a question that sometimes people have asked. Have any of your trans patients or population ever regretted having surgery, or have they ever stopped? I don't know anybody that's ever regretted having a surgery done. And again, it's not just, hey, I'm going to go have this done, and it's done. But I can tell you that there are different reasons why people go through transition and stop. Part of it can be financial. Part of it could be lack of support. Part of it could be that it just wasn't the right timing for them. Part of it could be abuse. And as we know, part of it could be suicide. There's such a high rate of suicide among the transgender population.
America, you can see. Whatever, I know. Look, we're transgender people need to get their shit, get their stuff together.
Take the girl out of the trailer, but can't take the trailer out of the girl.
Girl, you're driving is horrible, bro. I'm trying to poke my eye out. She's trying to sabotage me, America.
I never had somebody treat me. When he smiles, he looks like he's got a cone up his butt. I mean,
oh!
She just hit us. What did you do?
Oh my God, girl, we're suing my neck. Oh, my back. Oh, my back, girl.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh my God. Honey, we're gonna need that insurance. Baby girl. Thank you, my neck. Auntie.
Fucking, are you
oh
fucking
my
kidding
God.
me?
This could not happen to the best people. Like, story of our lives.
You're fucking kidding me.
Oh my God, hand me my purse.
Is it
girl, my back is killing me, girl. I need all this.
Is it fucked up or what?
No, it's not damaged, but it's not my car. I have to be safe.
Yes, girl. My sciatica is acting up. I'm having flashbacks, PTSD. I'm hearing voices.
Add that to your fucking sizzle reel.
Right?
If it can happen to somebody, it's me.
You want to talk reality? That's fucking reality right there, honey.
Trans America, Palm Springs.
Vote for us, America. We're the bomb. Fuck the Kardashians.
Fuck the Kardashians.
Koreans.